This is part 2 of the video on how to install a WordPress blog manually. So once you've downloaded your WordPress installation files from WordPress.org, you need to go to the place where you downloaded this file earlier. Find the file and then extract it to your computer. Once the files have been extracted, then just click through to the folder. So let's click through the folder now and look for the file called WP config sample. The first thing you want to do is edit the file by renaming it and by removing the words sample in front. To rename the file, you just right-click in, then rename, or you can just click twice here, okay? And then you want to right-click again and choose Open this file with Notepad, which is the default program in any Windows-based application. So if you're on a Mac, there are several default applications as well. They are very similar to the Notepad program, so I'm just going to open with Notepad. And then the first thing you want to do is to define the database name and also the username and the password. So if you remember, the database that we created earlier contains a prefix, underscore, and database name. Okay? Now this prefix is, again, actually your cPanel username followed by an underscore. And the same thing goes for the database user. There's always a prefix followed by an underscore and the actual name that you've selected. And finally, the password. The password has no prefix, however, and you can leave the other sections as they are. Now, once you leave the other sections as they are, you may want to improve the security in WordPress blogs. You'll be required to generate random authentication keys. Okay, so to do that, just copy the link that appears here. As you can see, this is the link, and I'm going to copy this link, and then I'm going to go back to my back browser, and I'm going to paste that link and hit Enter. And a new random key will be generated that I can use for my WordPress blog. So this is the key that I need to copy, and I'm going to copy the entire thing. And then I'm going to go back to my configuration file. And I'm going to highlight this entire section here. The entire section. Delete it, and then paste in the new keys that I just received. Then I just need to click on File and click Save. Next, just open up your FTP application. And in this case, I'm going to use FileZilla FTP, which is a great program. So then make sure you connect to your web hosting account and click to either the www folder or the public _HTML folder. Now, in most cases, you'd want to upload all the files directly to the root of your web hosting account. But in this case, I already have a WordPress blog in my root, so I'm going to create a new directory. I'm going to call this new directory blog. And then I'm going to click into that directory. So this is the directory where I want to upload all my WordPress files to. So make sure you upload only the files that are inside the WordPress editor, the WordPress folder. Do not upload the entire WordPress folder. So I'm going to click through and I'm going to select all the files here, okay? And then I'm going to right-click, and then I'm going to upload. So this process may take a little while, and while all the files are being uploaded, make sure that you do not disconnect your internet connection or close the FTP application. Once all the files have been uploaded via FTP, to your web hosting account, just open your web browser and type in your website's URL. If you followed the previous steps properly and carefully, then you will see the installation screen the very first time you go to your website. Now, in this installation screen, it's pretty simple, actually. All you need to do is give your site a title, select the username, and put in the password twice. And also put in your email address. So I'm going to fill up these fields right now. And then make sure that you have this, check this option here. Allow my site to appear in search engines like Google and Technorati. The only reason that you may want to leave this unchecked is if you want your blog to be a private blog. Okay? And then click on Install WordPress. Now, it says success. WordPress has been installed. And this is your username and your password. So click Login. And then put in your username and your password. We'll put in the username here. And then put in our password. And then click on Login. And there you go. This is the WordPress dashboard. So that's how you install WordPress manually using FTP.